Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today, King?
Doing my best as usual, and how are you?
Good, good. I can start off by telling you my question, just how you did me last time. I've been following y'all ever since.
Okay.
Um, it's funny that I say That's what it's about. Have you ever heard of the the OM, the
Tour.
AUM?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was taken there, and I've been trying to find out why I was there ever since. I'm not a lucid dreamer or just an astro. I have been taken there. I'm a special kid, golden light child. Go check the years and dates. I'm December 17th, 1986. I'm even the 13th zodiac. So I know something. I was taken, and I don't know what to do with it. And this is the only thing that makes the sense from divine feminine to everything. The divine feminine took me there. So I wanted to know something about the gates that I went through, and I wanted to know if that was from a different species or was that from ours.
There are certain experiences that obviously are your own, and only perhaps when you get the opportunity to be before the master and walk with him, he might be able to expound on certain things. But the
Yes.
Om sound is a universal sound because it deals with the tone that was made when we had the first bang of what they try to explain as they say the beginning of everything, but it's really dealing with our universe, right? This one universe, and
Yes.
that ring, that tone rings and has been ringing ever since, and it's just a
I heard it and
vibrational
been through those
tone.
gates. It said, "Oh, I'm small," and I was in space.
Yeah,
I was out. I projected, but first I came through the ground, like from underground through levels. I went through playgrounds, heard the kids and seen everything. Went past birds, went through space, like through the firm. And as I went into deep space, it was so beautiful. It was so crazy and like murky. But I'm talking about I was dead. And I'm not talking like others. You got to know that I actually been doing that for a long time. But this is just this one because it's part of my calling. I write code and everything. It's all in there. So I'm like a madman in a movie trying to figure out where this arm come into play, right? So I goes through and these big gates made out of like gold and light. It was crazy. And they smashed together like and
yeah. I'm
opened up
saying,
and I
yeah,
went through them and I came out the body physical and I was moving like a snake in the air. I could see all the electricity in the walls, the lines. They was all gauges of red, yellow, and orange. All the walls was shifting, the doors was changing the passport. I was in another dimension. I know how. I basically I knew where I was, but because I was already educated to a certain point. So as life continued on, different little things was opening that door, showing signs, and I'm following the path, just like a chosen one would do. Okay, hop along,
right.
quietly hop along. And now I'm at this point. I found the arm. I didn't even know what arm was, and then I found it. So
Right.
now I'm finding out that it came from, the Egyptian temples and all of this. Even though it was notarized through something about India and all of that. But I'm like, dang, this even go back to our original. So now
Right.
I
This is
don't
what I
know
was
how to
going to say
connect
to
to
you
that and what
that,
it's for me and us.
yeah, again, like we said, a lot of what you're sharing is personal in terms of your actual experience that you went through. And as you know, we we don't speak on your personal experiences, but in terms of the sound, the Om, this is why the
Yes, sir.
Tibetan monks and even on our land on Tamaray, we used to constantly play that Om because it's a connection and a vibration. However, we
Yes,
have
sir.
now since been taken to our tones of FAC, and so those are
Okay.
the tones that we're focusing on right now. However, what we also would encourage people to do is to study the more esoteric teachings of the master teacher and come closer, because
Yes.
because at the end of the day, people have all these types of experiences, and we say to them, the master teacher is a 720 degree because he's mastered the 1 to 9 in terms of the different realms and the spiritual side as well as the physical side. So the way you're going to get to learn more and control those powers that you have is to be amongst those beings that the master teacher is grooming, and
And
that's
that's what
not
I'm
going to
trying to
be
do. So
right.
I'm trying to figure out booking my one-on-one or watching certain sessions in order because I came in the middle, and it's
Yeah.
not chaotic. I find it very peaceful and in order amongst. So that's why I constantly come
Yeah,
back. I
I
just don't
think
know
you where
how
you
to go
based
into,
again?
or I don't have the confidence to jump and find out exactly where a community at. Is there an outreach? Because I don't talk to people. You know, when you got those powers, you got to be careful with your energy. If you really know, you know. You
Right.
can't just talk to any and everybody. People don't understand. That's how shit latch on to you.
So
Excuse
yeah,
my
yeah,
my
yeah.
French, as they call it here. You know,
That
but
yeah, I
yeah,
hear you. That's
like
why I'm saying that you've gotta link up because again, people can get. I'm not referring to just you, but people can get overwhelmed and carried away with their spiritual experiences, and if they're not careful, it can also take them off on a tangent. And that's why you still have to be grounded with the physical things in the sense of, like I said, the work that needs to be done, and it's not just
yes, sir.
that aspect. So be amongst like-minded people, and you're gonna find those when you are around people in the community. I know where you are may be a bit of a distance, but if you put your mind to it, you will find your tribe, as they say, and be amongst the family that will then help you. You'll be amazed the things that we know that we don't talk about publicly, because when you start to get into those kind of
Right.
spiritual aspect of things, it's a personal thing that you have
Right.
to
Especially
be.
with high
Yeah,
energy, especially where it's two or
exactly.
more. Exactly.
All right.
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes,
Peace,
sir.
love. Peace,
That
love.
well, that answered my question, and that it was good just to know that you even knew about. Well, I knew you would know, but to inform me on the because
Tour.
I was like, it's real high vibration with me right now. Let's just
Yeah.
say, like, let's put
Yeah.
it that way.
All right. Yeah, like you said, you pointed out, they spell OM and some spell it AUM because it's a much better tone. But this is stuff we were taught by way of Sons of the Green Light, by the Amon, ancient mystical order of Melchizedek, and now through AEO, the ancient Egyptian order. There are orders that you kind of have to get involved with, and there is a process and a step-by-step method to go from where you're at now to learning more about those esoteric or higher learnings and vibrations. So yeah, stay on the path,
Right.
hold on to the rope, and get closer
And
to
just
the light.
make my way to like-minded communities. Right. I will put
Correct.
it that way. Is that the correct way to say it?
That's the correct way to
Because
say it.
I want to make efforts and strive out, and you don't get nowhere if you don't strive and reach out to places. So
That's
I'm trying to
right.
figure out what's the best way to go about it, but I'm gonna just let the spirit guide me.
Absolutely. And your ancestors within you. All right. Tawat. Wadu.
All right, peace.
Peace.